Well, good afternoon, church. It's so good to be with you guys again, coming from the studio here on the campus. We wanted to take a few minutes this afternoon and just share a little bit more about an event that I announced a couple of Sundays ago, the Global Leadership Summit that's coming to our church in August. We're going to be a host site for this incredible leadership conference. And as I was thinking about our promotion and sharing more information about this, I chose the wisest guy that we have on staff, and by wise I mean oldest. And so I have Pastor Mark here with me to share a little bit about what leadership means to him and how it's been a big part of his life and all the different roles that you've experienced in life that God's had you in, and certainly now here on staff with us, how important leadership and growing in leadership is. And so we're going to talk a little bit about leadership just for a minute, and then I'm going to share some more details about the Global Leadership Summit, and hopefully you guys will pray about getting plugged in with us for that. Join us on August 5th and 6th. And so, Mark, what is leadership to you?
You know, I'm really going to share my age now because, I love, John Maxwell used to say that leadership is influence, right? And he said that the average person has influence on at least 10,000 other people. And so when you think about that, you think about, just the ability to influence others and what that looks like. And, and Rick, you know this better than anybody. You have, when people come to work, how they go home because of how they were led has a lot to do with their family life as well. So
Absolutely.
It all bleeds over.
Yeah, it trickles down for sure.
Yeah. And so I think of leadership as influence, but I also think that it's ever changing, and so it's why it's so important that you just stay abreast of what's happening.
Right. We've always used the phrasing "leaders are learners." Right. If you're going to continue to lead and lead well, then you continue to learn, and you learn through different mediums. You learn through different ways, and we're excited again about this ability to lead. And share a little bit about your past experience with Global Leadership Summit.
Yeah, I think the last time I got to go was about 3 years ago, and I was very blessed to go, and it was so good because it helped me in my walk with Christ, but it also helped me in my job at that, and what I'm doing and how I'm trying to lead my family, everything as a leader. And I think one of the other things that I thought that was so interesting was during the breaks, just the conversations that you had with other people that were there, what it was, what was going on in their life, and things that they thought were really neat. So it was just not only was it a great time to learn, but it was also a great time to fellowship.
Yeah, well, and you think about, you learn from world-class speakers and communicators and teachers on the topics of leadership in different capacities and in different contexts, and that's why I love the diversity of the faculty that they bring in to speak. But yeah, I think I agree with you that in the breaks, you learn even more as you interact with people who are attending the event as well, and you get to talk to them about maybe what a speaker said and how it impacted them, how it's helping them maybe within their particular job, or maybe it's something at their home or in their organization. And so it's like 2 days worth of just nonstop leadership training, leadership growth, leadership, like your mind is being expanded into the world of leadership and how it's, like you said, it does change. There are aspects of leadership that doesn't change, but a lot of aspects do change over time. And as I think even as we go through life, the way we lead and some of the things that we do in leadership changes with our different roles and different phases. And so we're excited to be able to host for the first time. This is a new thing for us, to be a host site for the Global Leadership Summit, to be able to open our facility up, to be able to stream the summit in, which it's hosted, and it's live in Chicago at Willow Creek Community Church, and they send it out to us, and we'll be able to host. And we invite you guys to be a part of that. We asked the question, why would we host it? And it's because we believe that as we increase our quality of leadership, as we expand our understanding of leadership, then it influences and helps everybody that is around us. To think that we interact or influence 10,000 people, in our lifetime is just, overwhelming to think about, for one. But when you think about it, truly as a person who wants to invest and really serve others, and we do that in leadership, then this is important for us not to just become stagnant or idle, but to really expand and grow. And so which is, again, one of the reasons why, if you might ask, why are you hosting? Why would you take this step? Because it's a pretty big step for us to do, is because we value leadership growth. We value that aspect of our lives. We value knowing that as leadership grows in a person's business world or in their business or in their organization, then, like you said, it affects everybody. It affects homes. It affects neighborhoods, all of that.
I agree. And I think, one of the things, too, is as we get, older, and I can say that now, is that, you get stagnant unless you continue to grow. And what worked 10 years ago doesn't necessarily work today. And so just staying current, I think, and just hearing what other people are doing and the success they're having is really important.
Yeah. I mean, one of the things that the Global Leadership Summit shares, as they've done this for years and years and years. And my experience with Global Leadership Summit, I can go back to probably 12 years. I think it was 12 years ago, actually attending a Global Leadership Summit that was hosted at another church here in town, and going back on the second day and staying for the very last session, which a lot of people don't do because it ends fairly late because of the time zone difference and stuff. And I actually stayed, and the speaker, he used a phrasing, and his whole talk was about your attitude. Your attitude is altitude. And I've used that, the content of what he shared, and really kind of the perspective of what he shared about our attitude and how that affects so much about our leadership and about the people that we're leading. I've used that over and over. And so I can look back on, a part of this summit, a part of this leadership, conference that really impacted me. And then next thing I know, God places me in a role of leadership at a higher level, which has helped hopefully helped me lead our staff better, but we won't ask our staff, and you guys aren't allowed to ask our staff that either. We're just going to take it on my word that it's worked and that it's helped. And so, a church that's strong and growing stronger is almost always led by spiritually gifted leaders and who are obviously surrendered to Christ, and they're answering the call of Romans 12:8 that says to lead with all diligence. And so that's one of the reasons we want to host too, is not just for our church family and the businesses and organizations around us who we want to invite in to be a part of this, but even for our own staff to grow, and knowing how much that will help us in leading you guys, in leading our church. So we know that when we do our jobs well, we believe the kingdom of God will advance. And when we don't do our jobs that well, the kingdom of God still advances because God works in spite of us. But we want to be working with Him and along with Him. And so we know that growing in our leadership is really important. And again, the diversity of staff, I have a little flyer. I'll share this hopefully. I mentioned this again a couple of Sundays ago. We have these available at the church. You can go on our website and you can see the link to that. You can go out. We have it up here on the screen, globalleadership.org/summit. You can look at all the different speakers, what they do for a living, where their leadership context is, and we would invite you to do that. But we also want to invite you just to pray for this event, that God would use it to grow people in their in the area of leadership, in the area of connectivity, and helping others, take that next step forward in whatever career or context that they're in. And that if you're interested in joining us, we would love to have you sign up and register for that. Again, you'll find that link on our website. And so this was just a little promotional video we wanted to share and give to you guys. So we hope you'll think about joining us at the Global Leadership Summit.